I want to show you a simple variation of the bridal joint. Now the door on this particular cabinet is made with a technique that's very similar to the bridal joint. It's actually simpler though, because instead of having to cut bridles and matching pieces to fit, you simply cut a straight piece of wood to go in, locking the bridles together. And so this door was made by clamping and gluing this corner and this corner, this corner and this corner, leaving these other parts free to float as necessary for expansion and contraction of wood. Here's another variation of the bridal joint which allows you to make a glass door. If you look at the edge, it looks very much the same. If you look at the front, also very much the same. Here's where the difference lies. In this offset between here and here, with this extra length allowing the back side to fill the space required for the glass to fit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see that the style is formed the way I've formed the other styles to make a normal bridal joint door, with the exception of this rabbet that's cut for the glass to fit. Now you can look at the door rail and you can see the tenon is shorter on the front than on the back side to allow it to fill the space formed by the rabbet. Making a style for a bridal joint glass door is done exactly the way I just did for making a panel door. The difference comes in that a rabbet has to be cut to hold the glass. In order to accommodate that, I have to make my rails just a little bit different. The length of the inside has to be increased. The tenon has to be shortened. On the outside, it would be exactly the same as I would make for a regular door. As you remember, we start the tenons on the table saw using the sled and a stop block to control the position of the cut. And I have a simple device that I've made that allows for this offset. So let me show you how this works. I keep the center block clamped firmly in place. So if I set up for that first cut like that, and then I turn this over this way like that, it's set up for the correct distance. I do that by making this arm of the stop block longer than this arm. Now we go to the tenoning jig. At this point, the process is just like making any other bridal joint door. The difference is that I have to make an extra adjustment on the height of the table saw blade to cut this height on this side and this height on the other. After the rabbet is cut here, this should close. I made that 3/8 of an inch deep to allow for the glass and the 1/4 by 1/4 inch trim piece. When you have your hardware in place, when you've done all of your finish work, sanding and the application of your finish, then you're ready to install the glass doors. So I cut 1/4 by 1/4 inch strips, miter the ends, apply the finish so that they're ready to go in place. I also pre-drill little holes so that when I drive the brads into place to lock this strip to the inside of the door, I don't have any bent nails. I use this piece of cardstock as a cushion to make sure that I don't scratch the glass. So there's the use of the bridal joint to make a glass door. The bridal joint is also effective for other parts of a small cabinet. For example, this frame that's designed to hold the glass is formed with bridal joints. Right here it's glued to the top, and there are biscuits that hold it to the sides. And so you can see that there are a number of ways that bridal joints can be used in making small cabinets, and it's particularly useful in making doors.